Ladies and gentlemen, the stage is set. For the ALDS, it'll be the Blue Jays, it'll be the New York Yankees, and it'll all start tomorrow at 4 p.m. Game 1 in Rogers Center. The Blue Jays have home field advantage, so you'll love to see it. But that means we now know who our opponent is going to be. So I created the perfect lineup and rotation, in my opinion, to take down the New York Yankees. If you're excited for this one, make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get right into it. All right, so let's start off with the guys that I trust the most in the bullpen, starting with Jeff Hoffman. Now, Brandon, why do you trust in Jeff Hoffman? I actually don't know. I just think that that's what John Schneider's going to do, because apparently Jeff Hoffman is our guy. Next, Sir Anthony Dominguez, who has been pretty much lights out, except for the first couple appearances he had with the squad, but he's been locked in. And same with this next guy, Louis Varland. I would have Sir Anthony Dominguez over Louis Varland, but Louis Varland for the past couple appearances has been pretty dominant. Then it would be Mason Fluharty, okay? Mason Fluharty, if he came in any bases loaded jam, whether it's no out, whether it's one out, whether it's two out, we would get out of the inning, bro. This guy might be the most clutch reliever of all time, okay? Then we got Yariel Rodriguez, who's been on the team the longest, and he's been pretty solid. Had a pretty solid first half, but the second half, he's kind of fallen off. And Tommy Nance, to round out the list, had the best ERA in the bullpen, I think, which is actually kind of insane. But that's the bullpen. I'm probably missing a couple guys, but I did this off the top of my head. So, yeah, there's probably more people in our bullpen than I'm forgetting about. But let's move on to the rotation, all right? Game 1 starter, it has been announced today that it will be Kevin Gausman, and Kevin Gausman was my Game 1 starter anyway, so you'll love to see it. He's been pretty dominant, and what's good is that Kevin Gausman on 5 days rest, normal days rest, is pretty okay. But Kevin Gausman on anything 6 days, 7 days, 8 days rest, he's an ace, bro. He's the Cy Young Award winner. His last 6 appearances in the regular season, if you take out the final one, his ERA is like under 2. It is insane. And the Blue Jays just had a week off. Therefore, he has had more than 5 days rest. Therefore, he will be insane to start Game 1. So that is the Game 1 starter. Game 2, I got Shane Bieber. He's been pretty dominant. He was pretty dominant the first 3 starts he had with Toronto after he got traded. And it kind of seems like he only lets up back-to-back home runs, and then he locks in the rest of the game. So that is my Game 2 starter. My Game 3 starter, I got Trey Savage. All right? Trey Savage has been lights out. Shout out to Brandon Lowe, because he owns you and he owns the Rays. He just owns anything that has to do with Tampa Bay. I don't get it, but he does, okay? And against the Royals, he was pretty shaky, but it was his first game in an actual Major League stadium, so I'll give him a pass for that one, because he does mention how whenever he moves up to a new level, it is hard for him. Now, technically, his first Major League start was against the Rays, but it was technically in a AAA stadium, so I'm not counting that for Trey Savage. He's been pretty freaking good, and he's obviously going to get a spot on the ALDS roster. After that, my Game 4 starter is, even if it goes that far, it might not even go that far because the Jays might sweep the Yankees, but I have Eric Lauer or Chris Bassett, and then as soon as they start to become ass, bring in the bullpen. All right, I don't want Eric Lauer or Chris Bassett going long, unless they're like throwing a no-hitter or they only have 2 hits allowed. If they're a bit shaky, take him out the game. I actually don't care. But it's between Eric Lauer or Chris Bassett to start Game 4 for me if it goes that far. If I had to choose out of those two, I'm going to be honest, I'd probably choose Eric Lauer and have Chris Bassett come out of the bullpen. Just because Eric Lauer, I feel like, has been more dominant than Chris Bassett. But if you want to flip-flop those two, have Bassett start, Lauer come out of the bullpen. Lauer does have a lot of relief experience, so that would be fine with me as well. In Game 5, I had Scherzer just because Gausman or Bieber is on 4 days rest. But then I realized it's the ALDS. If you're in an elimination game, you don't want Max Scherzer on the mound. So give me Kevin Gausman, Game 5 starter if it goes that far as well. Now, the bench. The first guy I cut from the starting lineup was the hardest guy for me to cut, and his name is Nathan Lucas, okay? The guys that I put over him, you will probably agree with me on. We'll see, you know what I'm saying? Then we got Miles Straw, Joey Loperfido, and Ty France, considering if he's healthy or not, because right now I think he's injured, so they might not put him on the ALDS roster, but we will see. That is the bench. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the moment you've all been waiting for, the starting lineup. To lead it off, we got the owner of the New York Yankees, the Yankees Poppy. It is none other than George Springer. He will be DHing to lead off the game. He hits bombs, all right? It doesn't even matter. Then, in right field, we got Addison Barger, who is one of the players I put over Nathan Lucas. I just think the power that Addison Barger brings will be clutch for this Toronto Blue Jays offense. And then we got the first baseman, batting third, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who has not been doing good to end off the regular season. Did get an RBI single in the very last game of the season, but he's going to need to step it up in October if they want to go far. Then, batting cleanup. I actually had a pretty tough time doing this. It was between three guys. It was between Alejandro Kirk, Anthony Santander, and Dalton Varsho. All right? I gave it to Alejandro Kirk. After what he did in that Rays series, you got to give it to Alejandro Kirk because he has shown you his power. He has shown you that he can drive and runs, and he has shown you he is clutch when it matters, and that's what I want from my cleanup hitters with runners on base. All right, batting fifth, we have the left fielder, Anthony Santander. So the main guy I put over Nathan Lucas. If you want to bench Anthony Santander, I am 100% fine with that. He's just coming back from injury. He's still not the greatest form of himself. He only has a couple base hits since coming back. So if you want to play Nathan Lucas, because Nathan Lucas has been really popping off, but I feel like Nathan Lucas can be that guy, that power plug spark off the bench in a close game if you need him to. So that's why I have him on the bench. But if you want to start Lucas, bench Santander, flip-flop the two, I am definitely okay with that. Batting sixth, we got the center fielder, Dalton Varsho. Dalton Varsho, another key power piece to this Blue Jays offense. He's missed a lot of time this year, but he's shown you what he can do. He's literally, if he was healthy this whole year, he was literally on pace to hit 50 home runs. So that is kind of insane, but we move. Batting seventh, the 7 through 9 have always come up clutch for the Toronto Blue Jays when it matters most. So, batting seventh, we got the third baseman, Ernie Clement. Wanted to fit Addison Barger and Ernie Clement in there, so that's why Barger's right field, Ernie Clement is third, and that left out Nathan Lucas. Ernie Clement, pretty solid defense, pretty good offensive stuff as well. Then at second base, we got the man, Davis Schneider. And ever since Davis Schneider has been recalled from AAA, he's been a man on a freaking mission. He's been lights out, and you love to see it from the guy. And batting ninth, we got the shortstop, Andres Jimenez, because Bo Bichette is going to be out probably for the ALDS. He's still day-to-day, still hasn't started running, still hasn't hit velocity. He's been hitting off the tee. He's been taking a little bit of batting cage here and there, but he's still not good to go. So Andres Jimenez will be your starting shortstop, batting ninth. And that is the lineup and rotation I would roll out against the New York Yankees. Let me know if you agree or if you would change anything down below in the comments. If you enjoyed this one, make sure you like and subscribe. Go Jays go. Now we go. We want it all. And I'll see you next time. Peace.